Did you know Spanish explorers found massive Hebrew temples run by black priests across America in 1540? Francisco Vázquez de Coronado's expedition records, stored in Spanish royal archives, document something that changed everything. They discovered elaborate religious ceremonies with Torah readings in perfect ancient Hebrew. But here's what shocked them most. These black communities knew the Bible better than European Jewish scholars. Spanish missionaries watched in amazement as these priests performed sophisticated Hebrew astronomical calculations. The religious artifacts matched exact descriptions from Solomon's temple. Coronado realized these weren't primitive tribes. They were descendants of the original Hebrews who had been in America for thousands of years. But in 1542, Spanish Inquisition officials ordered the systematic destruction of hundreds of Hebrew temples. Black Hebrew priests were tortured and executed for refusing to convert to Christianity. Survivors watched their sacred sites burn in coordinated fires. The Spanish deliberately erased proof that black people were the original chosen people of both the Holy Land and America. The truth was buried, but the records remain.
Okay, first and foremost, I'd like to give infinite honors and prayers to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rekah HaKwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And salutation to the icons that's pushing the truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this video will be edifying first and foremost to the whole free elect, then to those that cleave to the body. And his lesson today will just be about, pretty much what you saw in that video. Okay, what you're seeing in that video is a testament in which the truth has always been out here, man. A testament to the truth. Okay, and this is why they want to ban TikTok. Not to say everything on there is truth, but these people have the records of things. See, and when I say these people, I'm talking about the wicked, okay? And there's a record on them of all the atrocities they have brought up against the children of Israel, right? How that they know who we are, all right? They know our religion, that which we worship, all right? They know the language we spoke, and among that is all, is artifacts proving these things, man. So they know who we are, man. See? Neither do they pity us, but the earth helped the woman, man. All right? That woman read Revelation 12 and 16. All right? It says, and the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened up her mouth and swallowed up the flood, which the dragon cast out of his mouth. Now that woman, all right, goes into obviously Yahweh Shai, all right, and those men that follow him, but chiefly him, because during the time of Herod, he set out a decree to get the Lord, man, all right, to seek the Lord out, okay, to overthrow him. But the earth helping the woman, you can liken that into, that's avoiding Esau's destruction. But for the most part, you can liken that, also into, certain relics and things in the earth, which which helps us. Do not the Lord liken his men into a delicate and comely and delicate woman, See? Because it speak about, at the top of this lesson that she gave forth the man child, which was Yahweh Shai. See? And the woman fled into the wilderness, liking it into, where she had prepared a place of the Most High that they should feed here and there 1,203 score days. All right? So, the earth is helping us, man, in many ways. because these excavations and these archaeologists, you know they have all the records of we those people. And like the video said, they sacked temples and found Hebrew, you know, all in America, all right, in the Holy Land and amongst other places, man. But though the records remain, they still don't give place to us people. And another thing that they did was they went and sacked the temple, all right, which they always attacked the temple of the Most High, all right, because it was prayer and worship where we held our high holy days, our ceremonies. The priests would gather, all right. That's why the Lord said He gonna make a temple of you, all right, to where they can't what? They can't break it down anymore. See that? Because they came after Jerusalem in 70 AD, all right, right when the Lord Yahushua had prophesied, look, they're gonna come after you. But it's likened unto what? That dragon or that old serpent coming after the Lord, Yahushua, man. You know, if He had did that to our master, how much more to His servants, man? You see? So it says, you know, those relics, those different, that Hebrew, that original Hebrew, is a sign, a symbol to show who the real true people is, man. All right, and those Spaniards, those conquistadors, all right, they came over here, you know, taking the land, pillaging, you know, raping, robbing, stealing, all right. You know, the Native Americans, Gad, and amongst our other people in the northern kingdoms, all right. You had this devil, all right. When you look up the conquistadors, you know, they were Spanish and Portuguese colonists, man, who explored, you know, the Americas, man, to come and trade or whatever, and then they, you know, just start killing and taking, man. All right. Christopher Columbus and Ferdinand Magellan, you know, these people were circumventing, you know, America, and, you know, coming back from the, you know, the east to the west. Okay, all these devils, man. All right, they all came over here with ill intent, man. You know, they came as explorers, left and came back with guns, man. You know, to what? To pillage our people. Now let's play some of this video again. I'm gonna stop it because I want to get some certain parts in, and I'll get out of here. You know, Lord willing, it don't be too crazy. All right.
Did you know Spanish explorers found massive Hebrew temples run by black priests across America in 1540? Francisco Vázquez de Coronado's expedition records, stored in Spanish royal archives, document something that changed everything. They discovered elaborate religious ceremonies with Torah readings in perfect ancient Hebrew. But here's what shocked them most. These black communities knew the Bible better than European Jewish scholars. Spanish missionaries watched in amazement as these priests performed sophisticated Hebrew astronomical calculations. The religious...
And that's, you know, those astronomical calculations, you know, dealing with the astronomy, all right, the stars, the signs. You know, Issachar was real good at that, all right. Issachar was very good at that. Matter of fact, let's get that. All right, this is 1 Chronicles 12 and 32. That's how you know this is our people, man. That's how you know this was our people. All right. It says, and the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times to know what Israel ought to do. See, and the reason why the priest was able to have those ceremonies, and we would be able to gather in assemblies and in the temples of the Lord to praise the Lord, was because we understood the times. We had the days, all right, when the high holy day, the moon, we would call, you know, we look up on the moon when it's time for feast days, solemn assemblies, and amongst other things, man. It says to know what Israel ought to do. See? And it says Hebrew they had Hebrew religious meetings, man. So we're speaking in Hebrew, which is the Lashawan Kodash, man, which is the what? The first language. The language back then. It says the heads of them were 200, and all their brethren were at their commandments. All right, but the children of Issachar, which were men that had understanding of the times and to know what Israel ought to do. And we tell a time by the what? The sun and the moon. All right, the moon, you know, give us our time, because at that time we didn't have time. All right, the time is our moon, is the moon.
Artifacts matched exact descriptions from Solomon's temple.
Yeah, artifacts match exact descriptions from Solomon temple. And remember, Solomon gave Hiram the Dewey to come, you know, to the Americas, which mainly take a year and a half. All right, then back 3 years to collect, you know, items. Well, you know, the gold and different things of that nature. All right, which leading back to let you know this our people that Gad and the Native Americans was already established here. All right, and thriving. All right, because this was this America was rich. All right, our king came and got things yearly. All right, voyages of goodly things from here, man. All right, it was the land Asareth, you know, the land that's far, or no man, you know, had go it. All right, but it was set for that time. But that's how those Spanish conquistadors following the trail, you know, those Christopher Q balls or Columbus, whatever you want to call them. All right, he had a Hebrew translator with him. See that? And the Apocrypha, man. You know, reading out the book of Esdras. You know?
Coronado realized these weren't primitive tribes. They were descendants of the original Hebrews who had been in America for thousands of years. But in 1542, Spanish Inquisition officials ordered the systematic destruction of hundreds of Hebrew temples.
And the reason they did that, so we wouldn't be able to be near to our Heavenly Father or worship Him, or, you know, obviously, you know, that was the way that the Lord would protect us, as long as we wouldn't go against Him. All right, this is Second Esdras. And they sacked the temple several times. We rebuilt. All right, you can look at Maccabees, First Maccabees 8. You got First Maccabees 14. All right, amongst other things that we did to protect the kingdom. We fought for our laws. All right, and we you know, died manfully. Many of us died manfully, you know, to keep the temple. And Lord willing, we be those men today. And I believe we are, if we're the men of the Lord. All right, because we fighting for our laws, man. You know, we fought for it, but it had to happen. We had to what? We had to lose the house of the Lord, because it's going to become a point in time where we become the temple. If the Lord hadn't broken the temple down, all right, during Solomon time, and because, you know, it was thriving during Solomon time. All right, but if the Lord hadn't broken it down, all right, then we were still going to those temples, believing the temple is where the Lord at. But the Lord is within us, man, through the law. All right, and that's why if they broke the temple down, it didn't matter, because it was going to be spiritually built that third time. All right, let's get that. This is Second Esdras 10. I'll start at verse 22. No, Salaki. I'll start at verse 20. It says, do not so, but be counseled by me. For how many are the adversaries of Zion? Be confident in regard of the sorrow of Jerusalem. See, when Jerusalem is compared about what is, the desolation is nigh. Right? That abomination of desolation, abomination of desolation. All right, that happened. All right, was the defiling of the temple. All right, that they laid the temple desolate. Right, and that's why they laid the temple desolate. They can have Hebrew speaking Jews and men, and, you know, pushing that. They had to implement speaking Spanish, and these what these Spaniards did. All right, put their language. All right, gave you their God to worship. All right, you know, amongst other things, it says, For thou says that our sanctuary is laid waste, our altars broke down, our temple destroyed. Our psaltery is laid on the ground, which is our song. Our song is put to silence. Our rejoicing is at an end. The light of our candlestick is put out. The ark of our covenant is spoiled. Our holy things are defiled. And the name that is called upon us is almost profaned. Our children are put to shame. Our priests are burnt. See, our Levites are gone into captivity. Our virgins are defiled, and our wives ravished. Our righteous men carried away. Our little ones destroyed. Our men are bought in bondage, and our strong men are become weak. And which is the greatest of all, the seal of Zion had now lost her honor, for she is delivered into the hands of them that hate us. Now check it out. That's why they did this to these temples.
Black Hebrew priests were tortured and executed for refusing to convert to Christianity. Survivors watched their sacred sites burn in coordinated fires. The Spanish deliberately erased proof that black people were the original chosen people of both the Holy Land and America. The truth was buried.
But they can't erase it because the earth is helping the woman. You got those lunar stones, or whether the Hebrew is engraved over here in different places. You had the pyramids, all right, to show that was Jake building those pyramids, man. Then you found them over here in Americans, man, to let you know that was the Native Americans and our people, man, the northern tribes, all right. You found ancient writings. Archaeologists found ancient writings in Hebrew of the Lord name and his son name. All right, where the Israelite communed at, all right, where they came together at, where they was living at. See? So for the most part, what you have to understand is, these devils got the truth, man. And, through the Spirit, the Lord allowed them to take us down, but through the Spirit of the Lord, he gonna also build us up, man. So y'all could take the physical temple, we got the spiritual temple. All right, half at it too. All right.
But the records remain.
There you go. So the record remain, which is the point, all right, that we got records. Those records is all established, in us today. All right, all around the world, around the globe, because we built up all these kingdoms, man. And when we would build, we would build according to the things that we know. All right, the things that's of our heritage, man. All right, that's how you're able to tell who our people is. And now that we're speaking the Hebrew again, that's also a sign to show that we was those people, that got pillaged years back. All right, and we are also the children of the Lord. So I don't want to was edifying, man. Till next time, I say shalom.